Hello everyone. So I just started seeing this picture all around, and then I started reading the comments and stuff like that. And Barrister Enibehe, did a Facebook a post on this particular person. He's someone called CSP Ekene Nwosu, and a lot of people have been celebrating his death. He's a police officer, apparently, who was extremely notorious, murderous, a rogue police officer. And when he died, it was celebration. The whole town, went agog with celebration. It must take a very monstrous person for someone to die, and literally everyone is celebrating. I know there are some, so a bit of hideous people who actually celebrate people's death and stuff like that. But for when it's a majority that is doing it, especially in the African context where we are brought up of this whole thing about don't speak ill of the dead. The moment someone is dead, you just try to forget about the person's bad things that they were doing, but just focus on the good things. It's more harder, more profound, that people are actually going through this way and celebrating this particular officer's death. And so this is what Inibehe Effiong had to say about it. He said, CSP Ekene Nwosu, when a murderous and rogue police officer dies. He said, I've read about the death of CSP Ekene Nwosu, the former OC of the anti-robbery squad in the Akwa Ibom State Police Command headquarters. Since the news of his demise broke, a lot of people have been celebrating, with many recounting their ordeals and terrible experiences in the hands of Ekene. Those who are against the celebration of his death are entitled to their opinions, Inibehe said. The Ekene Nwosu that I knew and had occasions to confront was a devil, a despicable human being, a murderous and callous policeman who went to the extremes to dehumanize his many victims. Wow, these are really strong words coming from Inibehe Effiong, who is a human rights advocate. He said he had no respect for lawyers. Inibehe is a human rights lawyer, actually. And so this is Inibehe still speaking about Ekene Nwosu. He said he had no respect for lawyers. He had no respect for human rights and held the judiciary in contempt. The courts found him culpable for the violation of the rights of citizens in many cases, including the ones handled by our law firm in Uyo. The fact that such a despicable person was allowed to continue in service despite many complaints against him speaks to the wrath of the police. Ekene has so much power in the state. Successive commissioners of police failed to checkmate him, partly because he was a mercenary for oppressive and corrupt politicians in Akwa Ibom State. It's always like that. You always find this situation where if you see someone like, because CSP, that's something superintendent of police, right? It's not up to ASP is assistant superintendent of police. I don't know what the CSP, but it's not up to it's not CP, it's not commissioner of police. And so when you see some of these officers being powerful, these rogue kind of people, know for sure that they have the backing of politicians. They are the ones who do the dirty jobs for politicians, and so they have this fortress around them. They are untouchable. Nobody can do anything to them because of the power, that be. And you find that most times their organs can't do anything to them. Even at the IG of police usually can't even do anything to such people. So they are almost like laws unto themselves. He said, I am reliably informed that Ekene celebrated the death of the immediate past CP, who finally ensured that he was transferred to Ekiti State, where he died yesterday. Wow. So there was a CP that transferred him, and that one died, and he was celebrating. And guess what? Right now, today, it is his own death that is being celebrated by a lot of people. I saw screenshots from people's messages, who said a lot of things. Those that he had collected monies from, those whose loved ones or friends were victims to him. It was unbelievable. And so, Inibehe continued to say, politicians used him to target people. Ekene was a devil. And I hope that other rogues in uniform will realize that they will die one day. It is true that every mortal will taste death, but we should always reflect on what to be remembered for. For Ekene, those who remember him for his many evil deeds are within their rights. Oh my goodness. It's like I'm even here on Facebook, the comments, aren't looking good at all. We have this whole lot of some people think they are lots onto themselves. They get so drunk on the power that they think they have that they forget that we're actually nothing in this world. The human being is actually nothing. We don't know when we're going, we don't know what we have, we don't even know what will happen the next second. So when I see people, do you know who I am? You want to use your power. Why are you using your power on vulnerable people? Use your power to fight injustice, to fight higher powers who are oppressing people, and not to become one of the oppressed. There's nothing courageous out of being, an oppressor. Uh, and this person has something to say. Of course, Nigerians will always return things spirit. He said, "It is all. If all you said about the man is true, then Ekiti State is the worst place to oppress ordinary people. There, as a policeman, you don't overdo. A seemingly innocent and harmless person can move mountains spiritually and does not need to go far to deal with you. I hope others would learn." So that's what this person is talking about. And there were also lots of different comments from different people that they were talking about all of these things, and it's just so I just hope people are learning, that's all I would need to say. I just hope people are learning from all of these things, that are going on, especially those policemen and women who think that they are untouchable, especially politicians, oppressors generally, who think that this world belongs to them and they can do anything anyhow, that they want to anything anyhow that they want to do. And so it just goes on when you continue to see these things happening. And for me, I think there are a group of people who keep attacking all that. When people are saying something bad about them, please let people be. If you want something good to be said about you after you die, do something good. Focus on what you'll be remembered for after your death. You cannot tell people who have been oppressed, people who have gone through so many, people who have lost loved ones in his hand. There are people whom monies have been taken away from them from the kind of comments that I read. You don't expect them to now come and start saying, "Oh, yeah, may his soul rest in peace." Which soul? They are rather saying that may he burn in hell. May he never find a single rest. That's what those people are saying. And so we must allow things be. And when I always say to us that the institutions are not the problem, the people in the institutions are actually the problem. These are some of the things that I mean, because it's when you say, "Oh, the police," which police? It is people that make up this police. People like this Ekene Wosu. Abishe, that's the name that he bore, right? Let me get that. Ekene Wosu. Yes, this CSP Ekene Wosu is part of those people that are bad. The other ones that are there now, I hope you guys are learning.